Good morning, boys. Today is March 5th, and just was thinking through this passage in Mark today, and it's another passage of Jesus teaching with the teachers of the law, Pharisees, asking him questions. And again, they're trying to trip him up. There's a little bit of hypocrisy that's happening here, just as there was yesterday in the passage that we were reading from Mark here. And Jesus is answering the questions, and it says that it's delighting the crowds that are listening to him, which is really great. But I don't know. I guess personally for myself, I struggle to understand or struggle to appreciate maybe Jesus's teaching. To me, no, it's not the teaching. It's just the understanding how that would have been, how I would have reacted to it. It's helpful for me to think of it a little bit more concretely. Like if I had been in that audience, what questions would I have asked, or how would I have been impacted by what Jesus said? Would I have been skeptical of what he was saying? Would I have been cynical, or would I have thought that I was right and been challenged by what he said, maybe be offended by what he's saying? And a lot of the questions that they ask are not questions that I necessarily would have asked. They're not something that would have come to my mind, but I'm not living in their day and their culture and coming with their religious presuppositions and things. So I guess I wonder, for myself, what would I have how would I have been impacted? What would I have thought about Jesus' teaching? And for me, it's helpful to make it more concrete. And one of the ways that I do that is by watching The Chosen. Actually, it's a good video series on the Gospels. As soon as I say good, I've got to have some caveat to that. Obviously, there are parts that I really enjoy that I think are really impactful. There are other things that I don't like as much, or things that don't make any sense to me, or places where I think they've actually gone astray, and some of the things that they've done, or some of the things that they've represented there. But I don't have to like every moment of it to say that I like it in general, or to approve of it at a scriptural theological level on every single episode to say that I appreciate what they're doing. And one of the ways that I appreciate it is that they show Jesus teaching in settings where real people are interacting with him. And I like the tone that they give to his teaching, and the way that he just the way that he interacts with people, and the effect that it has that they portray in those things. To me, it's helpful to see it in that kind of context to try to get a grasp then of what he is saying to those people and why he's saying those things. And here, I don't find myself in the shoes necessarily of the Pharisees, although maybe I should, or the Sadducees, or the teachers of the law. Maybe I should see myself more like one of them. But again, the questions that they ask, the responses that they're expecting, are not things that I would necessarily expect, or and maybe that's because I've been conditioned by reading the Gospels to not be like one of them in what I think. But all I'm trying to say is that it's really helpful to imagine how you would react to this, and what is Jesus trying to get out of the people that he's talking to? What response is he looking for? Obviously, I think the core is a heart that is willing to hear from God, to bend to his authority, to not assume that what I've added to the law, my own understandings of it, are the correct understandings, to be ready to be teachable from that. And then also to know the heart of it, that there are principles undergirding all of these laws where the letter doesn't always translate to every given situation. So knowing the heart does translate to every situation. Knowing the principles does translate to every situation. So I think Jesus is working with them at knowing where their hearts are oriented toward God and where they are not. And that's really the diagnosis that he's giving to them by answering their questions in the way that he does. So we'd be wise also to let the word diagnose us and to comment on what our understandings are, and to come under its authority rather than challenging it from our own. That's what I had for today. Thanks, you guys.